Hey everybody, this this is Rick Snider. Thanks for coming and to make the algorithm happy. Um, we're talking live on YouTube. Thanks for coming. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the thanks button down below there somewhere, and appreciate you coming. So more people watch on replay. So even though no one's here right now, you will be. All right, guys are here. Steve's already here. Hi, Steve. This is my temporary office because I broke down my other one. Moving in a few days, so everything is temporary. Guess I could have done it in my car. See the lights shining in my eyes, which is weird. I took off my shirt, but if I take off my glasses, I won't be able to read what you're talking about. Just trying to see how this could work. Weird. All right, I'll do that. Let me change my lamps here. This is what happens when you get a new studio. Be right back. Oh. Everything's on my couch today. Let's see, how's that look? Even worse. Damn. Okay. All right, we'll pretend it's a Halloween show. Anyway, thanks for coming. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Steve asked how the packing for the move goes. Sucks, but almost done. Look at that. I still have this thing reflecting in my glasses. What the heck is that from? All right, well, I have no idea what that's about. Let's see. No. Okay. What can I tell you guys? Live, well, I would say live TV, but that's not what this is. Okay. Anyway, yeah, moving next week. So next Monday, Halloween, I will not have a show because I'm going to be up to my eyeballs moving, and you got to do trick or treat and all that stuff. So we'll be back the following Monday. Everybody gets a bye week at some point. All right, so here we go with the show. Kevin asked, give a grade on Heineke. I did. It's on my YouTube page and on my Twitter page, Rick Snider's Warston. And I think I gave him a B. I think overall, kind of a rough first half, good second half. That's kind of what you're going to get with Taylor. He's, I guess, he hadn't played in a real game since last January or December. So, he needed a half. And I think Scott Turner also needed a half to figure out he's not Heineke, he's not Carson Wentz. He doesn't have to be a statue. We can call some different things. And once they kind of got into a rhythm, they did well. They scored several drives in a row. So is Taylor the saving grace? Is everything fixed? No. But I think I've always said Taylor was a very good reliever and spot starter. So I think in a way, that's what he's doing right now. Now, if he has to play the whole season, they're going to figure things out. Maybe the end doesn't play as well. But for now, this is what he does. So he can beat Indianapolis. If they beat Indianapolis, they're 4-4, which is pretty amazing. Given they were 1-4. But this kind of happened last season too. They had those streaks of win 4, lose 4, lose 4, win 4, lose 4. Maybe that's what this is again. I don't know. But Taylor's, I like Taylor in a way because he just gives you every drop of blood he has, And I wrote today, I write for Odyssey.com, which is 106.7 The Fan. This math major thinks 2 + 2 = 5, and he does better than he's expected to. So, at this point, it's way too early to say, well, Wentz will never come back or any of that again. Taylor's got the job. It's one game. But I do know that they think Hal is not really ready yet. And so they're trying not to play him. But we'll see what happens. Sometimes you're forced to. They weren't going to do – I've seen it many a time where they weren't going to play a quarterback, and then they did on there. All right, so Samer Saab says, How important is the Commanders' tight end room to lasting success? Well, I definitely think that Taylor, in particular, misses throwing more to tight ends like Logan Thomas. But Logan Thomas will be back soon on there. So I know let's get to the big one. Chase Young. He's expected to come off of the IR on Wednesday. The team then has 3 weeks to activate him or then lose him for the season. If things go well, and so far they're going well, he won't play the Colts, but he'll probably play maybe the following week. Now, how much can he contribute right away after literally being out a year with an injury? I don't know, but it'll be good to see him back on the field. They haven't missed him as much as people might think. All right, so ZZ says this is the time everybody's hopes start to creep up before they crash. And he says, I know better. Yes, I know better, but like I said, if you're going to hate on everything and know how bad it's going to get, go to the opera where they kill everybody. At least the great thing about sports is things can change, things can get better, they can get worse too. But if you're going to hate on it, then why bother watching it? Go do something else. All right, Bob Baker's back. Good evening to you too, and hope for a great turnout tonight. Yeah, so far we got 20 guys up already, first few minutes, and we just officially really started. So welcome everybody new. If you're new to the show, you ask questions, I give you answers. We do this for about an hour until I can't talk anymore. And it's just, I've covered this team off and on since '83, but I'm the longest running sports writer in DC at 44 years. Probably get to 45. I don't know if we're getting to 46, but hopefully I will. But I'm not sure I'll still be working. Who knows? But I just like to talk and tell you some stuff. You ask questions, I'll tell you what I can tell you on there. So ZZ says I crack them up. All right, you must be old then. Okay, but yeah, I appreciate you coming too, ZZ. All right, Michael's back. Good, because Michael keeps all the nasty people from making bad comments. The foot model says Heineke was given a bad rap last year. Said 6-6 and then lost with several guys, as we all know. True. They lost a lot of guys. This team's had terrible injury problems over the years. So Taylor's an okay quarterback. Can he get you to the Super Bowl? Probably not. But I don't like to knock the kid. I like a lot of what he does. And I think he helps rise the tide for the whole team at this point. Not that they didn't like Carson. Carson seems like a pretty popular guy too. So it's not like you can say something nice about one guy, you're saying something bad about the other. It's not. It sounds like I'm talking to my kids about this. All right, Russell. Talking about Antonio Gibson. Yeah, I mean, Antonio is getting an opportunity to do what he does best, and that's not run the ball straight ahead for 3-4 yards. It's being in space and having opportunities here and there. I think that's worked out very well now that Robinson is back in doing the hard work. Kenneth says howdy. Okay, must be from Texas. All right, IRL is dead. Says, could Wentz get us to the Super Bowl? Maybe. Now you need the rest of the team too. Not on his own back where he's not. No. Bob says, was Danny at yesterday's game or just Tanya? They were both there. From what I gather, Dan's been at all the games. I usually look I can see in the opening of his box, but I can't see past the first row what's back there. So I don't think he's been on the front row times I've been watching, but I think he's been around. All right, Michael also says that, yeah, hiding in the other suite. I mean, it's a big suite, so he's probably there. All right, Kevin, it was nice to see some of the Redskins legends. I wish more could have come to the game. Yeah, I like this homecoming idea. I mean, it was Bruce's idea, so you figure it's dumb, but I have no problem with it. Alumni weekend's a better term for it, I guess, because homecoming is college and high school. But it's still cool to see the guys come back, and that's one thing this team has greatly missed was having a connection to its past because Dan Snyder fired everybody, and there was no one left for these guys to even come back and see. Even BJ's gone now in front desk there. Yasmin, my idea is to fix the franchise new owner and bring back the Redskins. All right, what are your ideas? Between uprights, love seeing Gibson back there returning kickoffs. I agree with that. Mill just didn't do a very good job. Let's see, Outlaw King. Oh, there you're back. All right. If Ron saves his job this season, do you think there'd be a front office change? No. I think if Ron is back, then the front office is back too. Steve, could I write 100 reasons why they should sell the freaking team already? Oh, really? I just need like one. I don't need. We don't need 100. The Webbo will Dan be down the field with Ursay before the next game? Pre-game, I'm sure. I don't think they'll really go up and say hi to each other on there, but Ursay's got his own problems too, doesn't he? He's getting involved in quarterbacks, and it ain't going well. Now they're going to sit Matt Ryan, who has a bum shoulder. They're going to make a change for the rest of the season. Bum shoulders can heal faster, but they're going with kind of a Heineke-like guy too. It doesn't have much experience and young, but take a shot. But Ursay's meddling. Owners should not meddle in the game. They don't know what they're talking about. All right, slam and jamming. What's the chances of being 500 next week? I think it's good. I think, I know there are 4-point underdog, but quite frankly, I think that they should be favored. Last week on my Seasons of Discontent podcast, which you guys have, some of you watch, I correctly picked the score 23-21. Surprised me too. I actually had a good weekend for picks. I was, I think, 9-5, or something like that. Surprising. So I get to wear my shirt next week on Saturday when I have pick the games. Do I think Dan will renovate FedEx? Asked Kenneth. No, I think they'll blow it up before they do that. I still think the new stadium's going to be there, but they'll build a new one. It might be easier. Sometimes it's easier to just start from scratch than fix stuff. Michael, is there something wrong with Robinson? He had a rough week. Well, they didn't have any room to run. That's the first thing on all of this. And the offensive line did a decent job pass blocking, but run blocking, not really. So I thought Robinson would have better numbers, but they were okay because they were better than I thought. Well, 3.7 yards per carry, 20 for 73. So I think he'll do even better than that. What did I make of Taylor's first half, DC Dave? I'm going to blame it on rust. Why not? I mean, yeah, he missed some throws. The pick six, to me, that was kind of a 50-50 ball that maybe McKissick should have been able to get to. And then of course he fumbled, but they decided, that it was, there was another dumb penalty there. It luckily saved that touchdown, but that would have been the game probably. I mean, I was really surprised they turned it around. I thought things were looking pretty bleak. Let's see. Kevin said some people had signs that said sell the team, but the security took away the signs. That, and they told them to put them down. They didn't always take them away. Often they just said you have to put them down. I disagree with some people who tell me the First Amendment doesn't protect fans with signs. It does. Yes, it does. I know it's private property, but you can still make a case for all that kind of thing. So I wouldn't. I think it was a dumb move. Just let people wave their signs. Who cares? I thought it was a really dumb idea by the team, which I talked about on a video, not to let people have the seat cushions before when the game started, because when they beat Green Bay and they had that deciding touchdown way ahead, you could have winged your seat cushion all the way out there and recreated that 91 playoff game. All this team does is talk about nostalgia and connecting to the past. Well, you could have connected to the 91 playoff game over Atlanta when fans threw those seat cushions when Washington had a really put away touchdown, because the Falcons have been talking a lot of crap all week. So you could have done it again, and you had a victory, and you could have done these things. And they didn't. They waited till people left. This team sometimes they just don't know which way they're going. And for the team, the officials to say hail to the Redskins there, are you kidding me? All you've done for months is try and discourage all this. And then your owners go up there and go hail to the Redskins because they think it'll make them popular or make them some money. Pick a side, people. That was just weird. Let's see. Between the uprights, any news on why John Bates didn't see much time? I know he is not feeling the best, but I think when Cole went out with that concussion, and man, Cole Turner's had a tough start here. With these things, I think he can be a really good player, but he's had some injury problems. But look at guys like Benjamin St. Juste last year had a real injury problem, but has played well this year. I don't know. I think Bates just didn't have the opportunity there. Colts are not starting Matt Ryan, says Seth. That's correct. They're going with a guy that's barely got more snaps than I do. That's an interesting thing. All right, the Wobo. Watching, also against Packers. I was in the Smithsonian today doing some tour guiding, and I ran into some Packers fans, and they couldn't stop whining. I thought, you got to be fair and square, really. I mean, come on. So they were around town. Let's see. The Packers came close to scoring the last play. The Wobo says, "Yeah, if they had made that last throw, the guy was inside the 10. He might have scored. That was ridiculous. Everybody was kind of waiting to make a play, and they let him just go all the way down the field, and it was close. Man, that would have been a backbreaker." Great White Tubi is back and makes my point with tipping here. If you hit the thanks button, you can hit like a $2, $5, $10, like the Great White Tubi, and help support me as I go in near retirement. And I would appreciate it because I do this show for you guys. But hey, man, it's my time too. I could be, drinking beer and watching some game. So if you guys are nice enough, you can throw the thanks button for a couple bucks. I appreciate it. And Great White Tubi asks, we should tee off on the rookie quarterback next week. Well, you would think, unleash the dogs, unleash the hounds of hell, go for it. I mean, the defense has played really well in the last month, during this time. I guess they got some things figured out. I think the D-line's played well. I think St. Juice, where William Jackson is a better move. And then the trade deadline comes November 1st. Will William Jackson be on a bus out of town? I don't know, because he's got a heavy contract, and people know that the team will probably cut him after the year. So unless you're a contender, really desperate, and, he hasn't played that well for you to really want him. So I don't think they're going to actually trade him. But I notice the NFL teams are all starting to look like the other leagues and go, maybe we should trade something in midseason here. Maybe we should make these moves. Started doing it the last couple of years. I'd say go for it. So, there's a few players this team could maybe peddle, but if you're going to be 4-4, you're not sellers anymore. You're suddenly, I don't think they're buyers either. I think you just go with your roster. So I don't think there'll be the trades they could have been if they had been 2-6, for instance. Cephas Hopkins, that would have doesn't look good in hindsight, does it? Jamin Davis has been playing this year. I think Outlaw asks, getting better every week. He played a decent game this week. He's never going to be Lawrence Taylor, but he's could be a decent player. I think he's getting better. DC Dave, Jamin Davis thoughts. Okay, so we just did that one too. Great White Tubi threw a couple bucks in again. Did I lose my shirt this week? No, Great White Tubi. I actually won a bunch of games. So I get to wear my shirt. And for those of you who don't know the joke, whenever I have a bad week, I say I lost my shirt and I do the show. From about here up. I got a big open heart surgery scar here. You don't want to see that. But I feel pretty confident in my shoulders. And so I do it for fun. And believe it or not, it gets a lot more views, which is scary. But, okay, what can I do with that? But, so I finally picked a few right. It takes me always a few weeks in the season to really figure out what teams are going to do. And I had Washington's win there. All right, Marvin. Okay, Marvin, glad to see you back. How about them Commanders at the game? Yeah, I mean, how do I feel about Tanya saying hail? Feels pretty hollow to me, to be honest. Daniel's there. Hey, how you doing? Marvin, to the Redskins. Yeah, I just thought that was trite. You want to be you should have kept them Redskins if you want to say that. Daniel asks how I'm doing. Doing great. I'm walking through my new home tomorrow. My wife and I are near retirement. We've had a house built on some land. You'll see my new studio in a couple weeks. It's going to be nice. And everybody can come on out. help unpack boxes for me. Okay, Matthew. The team hosted the Legends. The legend himself, Joe Gibbs, was not there. Has he distanced himself from the team? No. I mean, I know that they, Joe is Dan's hero and mentor at times. So, but, Joe's got a lot to do. And I think Joe's about 80 now. So, he doesn't necessarily just feel like coming up here and doing whatever. He doesn't come a whole lot, to be honest, over the years. All right, Daniel says it's Taylor time, like Turbo Man. Yeah, Turbo Man. Taylor time. Well, for now it is. We'll see how he does. I think they can win this week. And then you play Minnesota and Philadelphia. Now you see who's who. Steve said maybe they thought If Irsay could say Redskins, then it was okay again. People. I have a video coming out in a couple of days, I think, where people have been asking me, can they bring back the Redskins name, especially if they sell the team? And the answer is no. The NFL would have a meltdown over that. You heard Cooley didn't want to be bothered again. Daniel asked, yeah, there's some hard feelings there because he was promised an assistant coach job. And then Ron Rivera has the right to decide who his coaches are and didn't want to do it. And Cooley was upset with that. Let's see. DC Dave. Watch Party at Rick's. Yeah, what the heck? Come on over. I'm going to buy a big TV in this new house. That's why I need these thanks buttons to be hit so I can watch a real TV. Because I got one in the burgundy. I swear I had to bring my wife in to look at it. It looks like some kind of pinkish whatever. And we figured out it's the TV that I bought for, I don't know, got a cheap TV for like $100 because my last one broke. And that wasn't a good investment. So we're going to buy a big TV. It looks great. One of these new kind. And then I can really watch burgundy and gold again when I'm not at the games. I'd still cover home games. Let's see. Dynamic Dave. I thought Taylor couldn't throw it that far, but the bomb was pretty good far. Yeah, I think it was 39 yards plus the end zone, whatever that was. I've been telling you guys, I watched him in the offseason. I thought his arm looked stronger. I don't know if he got wore down last year. I don't know if he worked out more in the offseason to strengthen his arm, but he does have more arm strength. He does not have, a 60-yard throw in him, but he can throw at 30. So I think that actually is something he's done better. How did the seat cushions turn out, Daniel asked. Well, I saw pictures of them today. I wanted to go get one yesterday at the end, but they were all gone. It looks like this thin or something, so I don't think it's going to cushion much of your butt if you sit on it. I have a few of the old ones. They're like this, and the new one's like this or something. Let's see. Sheldon thinks Tress is the best. Yeah, the dude's he has an amazing career. Really has. Let's see. Dizzy. Okay, new guys. Dizzy Spider, 45. How long does a franchise sale take normally? If there's no problems, 3 to 6 months. I mean, by and large. The NFL has to approve a new owner. They usually, Milstein's the last one I can think of that they just said no. And that took, let me think. That took a good, I think, 8 months. Like that. And then Milstein wouldn't listen to them. They kept saying you got to bring cash, and just didn't want to listen to them, and finally had to back away from buying. And then Dan took it over and got it, the bid, and got it. Between the uprights, it appears the DB for the Packers was talking smack with Terry, yeah. And Terry kind of took it to him, yeah. Let's see. Daniel says he thinks Taylor's checking off names on his hit list. Yeah, I mean, he's got Brady and Rodgers, two best quarterbacks of the last generation. Yeah, it's funny that he beats these guys. I mean, I don't know what Taylor's career is going to really go for, but I'll say this. He'll look back on it happy in terms of some things that he's done. Is Chase coming back on Sunday? Marvin asks. I would say doubt it. I think he'll be activated on Wednesday, but I think it's probably at least another week away. So maybe he comes back for Minnesota game. Let's see. Big Money Sonny. I have a feeling I know who this is. Rick, people loving TH4 like he's the next coming of Christ. Well, I wouldn't say that. Oh, they used to call RG3. They used to call him Black Jesus, and I did not like that. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves with Jesus Christ. And Big Money Sonny, you're a little mean here about, fans are delusional. Yeah, says you. All right, Dizzy Spider 45. NFL needs Snyder to put the team on the market by March then. I don't think that they'll do it, but if they did it, that's probably when the vote would be, is March. But I think Dan will then fight about it for years. David says, Rick's my favorite grumpy old man on YouTube. Well, thank you, you little smart ass. That's funny. I guess I'm old. I now get to collect Social Security, so I guess that makes me old. Social Security, and I broke a tooth. That's what old people do, man. Bob, let's see. And of course, Bob used to work for the teams. He knows a bit about it. He says Danny's not selling the team. True. I mean, it's going to be hard to get Dan to sell this team. He wants to leave it to his kids. I've never met his kids, or seen them. So I don't know what's going on there. Has 2 daughters and a son. Let's see. Charles loved the play using a tight end Rodgers in the Wildcat. That was pretty cool. Scott had a good game calling things. Gray Watubi continues to be my only money man here. Come on, there's 48 of you, 47 of you. Got to throw something on the thanks button here. I know everybody thinks that life is free, but we can always use the help here. What are the odds we get a new stadium deal in the next 3 years? Ooh, I think if the team sold, absolutely. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Not a lot of people want to do business with Dan, and Maryland's getting a little tired of waiting, and they're changing governors this year. Hogan's going to be gone. I live in Maryland, so Hogan's gone. He has a $300 million deal on the table. There's nothing to say the next governor is going to honor it. So Dan wants that deal. He really needs to take care of it before the elections, and I don't see that happening now. So then he's down to nothing. So nice move. Tim Luckett, I always wondered if the NFL lets Snyder get full control so it's easier to get rid of him. There's something to that. Plus, he bought those shares at the old value. They're now worth more. So Dan actually made more money buying out his partners. Let's see. Silly Goose is back. Who's playing tonight? I don't know. Who is playing tonight? The Bears are playing somebody, which is supposed to start in a few minutes, but we're doing this right now. Do I think the Allen family is submarining Snyder Stadium in Virginia? Asked Fiddle and Mike. No, I don't think they have that much influence anymore in these kind of things. Let's see. Daniel says, I'm almost ashamed to share the same name as Snyder. Yeah, and me too. I got the last. I share the last name, but I spell mine differently. I spell with an I. And I'm, knock on wood, never screwed that up in print. So, and almost, if I was going to have a boy, I was going to name him Dan. This was many years ago. So I would have had my own son, Dan Snyder, but I had a daughter, so it didn't work out that way. Bears Patriots. Thank you, Steve. I have a friend who's in the knockout pool biz, and this is the last game. He's the last man standing if he gets the game tonight. I'm wishing him well on that. All right, DC Dave. Curtis might have been the hero of the game. Collective team win. I don't know that Curtis was the hero of the game. That's a good question to ask, though. Thank you, Daniel, for your compliment. What did I think of Percy Butler wearing a cheese head out on the field after game? Brian asked. Well, it might have been funny, but I didn't like it. You're taunting fellow pros doing something like that. So I wouldn't do it. I have a cheese head. It's in a box somewhere I packed. But when I covered some games in Green Bay, I had to buy one. It was kind of cool. They are cool. Luke says, as Commanders fan, can you think of anything I need to know or do before I die? Well, I think of 100 things that, my book. Thanks for the setup. Woo, swish. The 100 things Commanders fans should know and do before they die is my old Redskin book updated this year. So you can get it from monumentalthoughts.com where I'll sign it for you. Not many people have done it. I think they're upset with the poor start in the Commander's name. Whatever. You'll come back to me at Christmas. Have they knocked RFK down? They asked Silly Goose. No. They were supposed to do it 2 years ago, but the pandemic revenues, the tourism revenues are supposed to pay for it. And, that all got blown up too because of no tourists for a long time. And one of a losing bid to knock down the stadium, the company that lost the bid, got into court for a while trying to challenge it, and that slowed things down. So next year, but now they figured out they've got to demolish it, not blow it up, which would be quicker because of the asbestos and all that stuff. So it's going to take even longer to do that. If Jeff Bezos bought this team, there'd be a new stadium on that site, though. $28 million to save on Wentz will come in handy. Getting some offensive linemen, says Sheldon. Well, yeah, hopefully they pick the right guys. Maybe draft someone, too. Fiddle and Mike, best way to get Snyder is to write your local legislators to encourage them to reject any Snyder stadium plan. Absolutely right on that. Michael says they're going to save $14 million on Jackson. Yep. Let's see. Between the uprights, bingo on Jackson. There you go. Bingo. That the defense has gotten better with him benched. I agree with that to a degree. And I like Benjamin St. Juste. I think he's a nice-looking player on there. Silly Goose. I love the name Silly Goose. Me and my buddies will do it We've got a high-end sledgehammers. Do it for 100K. Yeah, I think all we can afford is about 25K, man. But if you want to hammer away, go ahead. Just watch out for the rats that come out. They get upset when you shake the place. All right, Steve, thank you for the thanks button. Steve chipped in a little. While packing for the move, did you throw any of your wife's stuff when she wasn't looking? Yes. But don't tell her that. She's in another room. Hopefully she can't hear me. I'll be in trouble. I've been married 42 years. I know how to stay in my lane. Throw away more of my stuff, I guess. I get a lot of compliments on my red Taylor Heineke jersey. Daniel says, yeah, I bet a lot of people like that one. Carson Wentz isn't going anywhere, says Big Money Sonny. He'll be the quarterback next year. Fans are talking reckless. Well, I disagree with you on that. I don't think so because Dan Snyder, I think, will not want to do it too. Wild Goose is coming around, Steve said. Yeah, he had a bad penalty, though, yesterday. Daniel, jersey I was wearing around Orlando yesterday. Oh, okay. Mickey Mouse kind. All right. Sheldon, a holdout saying the defense got better until they play an offense that isn't struggling. Well, I mean, you line up who you line up against. So I won't criticize that. But sure, if they can stop Kirk, I wish the game was at night so Kirk wouldn't be able to play well. But they're not. But then they play Philly at Monday Night Football. That's Philly games are always weird though. Wouldn't shock me if they win that game because it's just a weird series of how things go. All right, so between the uprights, we got Wild Goose and Silly Goose. Talking about Wild Goose, he's played pretty well too. I wouldn't say that, dude. I'd say it's been okay sometimes and bad sometimes. Oh, is he a relation to you? Okay. Well, all right. Wild Goose Chase? I don't know. Dizzy, yeah. I should use that sometime. Dizzy Spider, how many Commanders fans season tickets are sold? Well, they don't tell us that because they're a private company and they don't have to. I just from kind of looking at what goes on, I think maybe they sold around 40,000. Would be my guess. At the game yesterday, I'd say it was about 35,000 Packers, 25,000 Washington. They claimed the attendance was 60,000 and change. And I'd say it was about 60% Packers fans, which is less than normal. So more Commanders fans are coming out this season. They supposedly sold a lot more season tickets. That's what the NFL owners are all upset about is how badly the team isn't making as much money for the rest of the league. Book on Kirk is if he get knocked down a few times, he doesn't play well, it says Michael. Well, that's kind of true of most guys. There's not too many of them get mad and play better. Maybe I'd say Aaron Rodgers is one that does. Maybe Brady too, but Brady doesn't get hit much. That's against the rules. Daniel, trust me, I don't see a lot of Washington fans in Orlando, Florida. All right. Well, we got so many football teams around here. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Dizzy, what's the club level capacity looking like in person? Well, it's about 25 grand is how many tickets you could sell there. It's always hard to sell, but I thought they had a really strong outside attendance last year. A lot of people never come outside. They stay inside the mezz watching the TVs at the club level, which I think is crazy. If you're going to spend all that money, come outside and watch the game, not on the TV. You could do that at home. But, there's a lot of deal making, I guess, going on up there with business people. Wow. So Big Money, you really bought a Wild Goose jersey to rock the rest of the year? I got to see that one. Put that up on Twitter so I can see it. Brian, do you expect that Chase will make a difference when he comes back? It's been a while. No, I don't think he'll make a big difference. I think they played okay already. Does he get what went on last year and why it didn't go well? I hope so. He hasn't really talked much. So actions speak harder more than words. We'll see. Silly Goose, surprised Ripon attended the silly ceremony when his son was starting in Denver. I think that was his nephew. His daughter played football in a women's league they had, but I think it's his nephew. But maybe it was already pre-planned, so that's why he came here. What are they going to do with RFK? Daniel says they have not decided. They would like to either do there's people who talk about putting housing there or putting a concert hall there, multi-purpose something or other there. They haven't decided, which is really weird. They should by now. Between the uprights, yeah. All right, it says, yeah, it was the nephew. That's what I thought. Let's see. Wild Goose is a great name, says Sheldon. I agree. I always like that part. But he's a raw kind of player. They seem to like what his potential is, though. Outlaw King, how's Jamin Davis played this season? I think since he got called out by the coaches, he's playing a lot better. Nobody likes to have the boss yelling at you out in public. So, you get better or you get out. And I think Jamin's gotten better to where he's playing decently, but that's not what you get first round picks for. You want to see impact players. Ooh, I caught up to you guys. So, anyway, so like I said, hit the thanks button. I know I hate sounding like a whore doing this, but it does help. And we rotate people through. The average person watches the show for about 15 minutes. So even though some of you have heard me say it a couple times, others haven't on there. So done. So this week, let's see. I'll probably take a little bit of time off this coming weekend because I am moving. And so if you wonder, where's Rick? I'm okay. I didn't drop dead again like, tried before. But, after all these years, I can miss a game once in a while, I guess. I don't like to. And but we'll see. David says, any word on Cooley not showing up? Well, he was upset with some things. Should he come for the fans? I don't know. He's not really around. He's bitter about things. So that's his life. Cooley used to bad out me on the radio. So quite frankly, we ain't friends, but we're not enemies either. But I got no love for the guy after bad mouthing me on the radio on my stories because he was wrong. But he's got his opinions. I got mine. Let's see. Terps becoming bowl eligible. Bob said, "Yeah. How about Maryland? 6 wins. Loxley's this is his 4th year. I think he's finally getting his kids recruiting into prime playing position. Maryland will always be like an 8-4 kind of team at the most in the Big Ten, but hey, beats what they were. So I'm glad to see they're making progress on all this. Oh, would I watch all day if I went live all day long? Oh, you'd watch me all day if I did that, Daniel. Well, maybe I'll put a webcam on. Pretty boring life. What did Cooley say about me? Oh, he just bad mouthing what my column was about and trying to belittle it. And on his radio show a couple years ago. And, of course, I'm not going on somebody's show and debating my stuff because they have such an advantage and they can just be jerks. So why should I feed them? I'm not doing that. Let's see. Feed is struggling. Oh, I'm near my router. Sorry about that. Sometimes things just kind of get weird. All right. If Cooley get his feelings hurt, well, it's a little more than that between the uprights. I mean, he thought he was getting an assistant coach job, and it didn't happen. And Rivera came in, and I think promises were made before Rivera, and Rivera has a right to pick his own staff, so it just didn't happen. And I don't think it was personal as much, but hey, as somebody who's been laid off a bunch of times in the last decade, may not be personal, but it can feel like that. Okay, super choppy now, huh? All right, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back, right? Anybody out there? Let me know if you can actually hear this. Oh, yeah, okay. Daniel says he moved from Loudoun County to Orlando's. Yeah, you are far away. Yeah, it's good now. Okay, all right. I kicked it into another 5G. I need to talk off someone else's Wi-Fi. Now, next week I have to change. I'm going from Verizon to Comcast because they don't have Verizon. Hopefully things go okay. Who knows? Do I think the Commanders will turn the season around? Marvin says, well, kind of have the last couple of weeks. Won a couple games. Well, I don't know if they should have beaten Green Bay, but they did. I thought Green Bay was very vulnerable. That's why I thought Washington could win that game. And they beat Chicago. It's not very good. Now, they beat Indy and then beat Minnesota. I think we're talking some real things here. But we'll see. Is there any truth to reports Ron tried to trade for Christian McCaffrey and Carolina rejected it? Asked Bob. I've not heard that at all. Ron, people would just go nuts if Ron did that. Probably because they don't need, I wouldn't say you don't need a great player like McCaffrey, but it's not what they needed most. So, all right, good. Daniel says my video is back. All right, who knows? I'm leaving soon. Maybe I haven't paid my cable bill. Who knows? That'd be my wife. Let's see. What's the best bar restaurant in Culpeper? There's a Buffalo Wings there, David. I only know that because 1067 The Fan was broadcasting live. I my family. I have family who live in Culpeper, but I don't know the place very well. It's nice. It is near the mountains and all. Too far away from me. I have to go see my mom there, and she lives there. And it's like I don't know, 220 from where I live. It's a long ways out there. Um, okay, so all right, caught up to everybody. Yeah, we lost about half the audience. You guys must be tired of me already. Let's see. Okay. What's the best Redskins Commanders bars in the DMV to watch away games? Yes, Marvin. I never do that kind of thing. I did mention one. Let's see. There's one it's about a block from Cap One Arena. It should be on Fifth Street near Fifth and H, and it's a sort of a pub atmosphere. A lot of Caps fans go there. I can't remember the name, so maybe some of you know it out there. Just around the corner from Cap One, and that's a really good bar like that. I like a lot. Let's see. So DC Dave's from near Culpeper too. There you go. Well, they moved a stadium way out there. You can go to games. I don't ever see that happening. That would be crazy to do something like that. Oh, in there. And let's see. Yeah, I just did that. Big Money Sonny. So I think it'll go away now. Hopefully. I don't know. A bunch of you went away though. I can see that. Why you gotta leave me? Let's see. So hardcores are still here. It's weird when the team wins. Not as many people watch. When they lose, people do. Just like grades that I post after games. Man, when they lose, lots more people read them than when they win. Let's see. Oh, Big Money. Okay, Big Money. This is Sonny and Sam on the Twitter, right? Big Money Sonny, are you Sonny and Sam on Twitter? Because if you are, I won't mess with you because you're you're not just big money. You're a big guy. Oh, actually, you lost a lot of weight. Big Money, the Sonny and Sam guy. Okay, so Green Turtle. I think Green Turtles are all kind of same, but people go. They don't have those kind of bars like they used to in the old days. Okay, you're not Sonny and Sam. Okay, I know that guy. That guy's big, but I heard he lost a lot of weight. I haven't seen him in a while. Whatever. Oh, here's one of my buddies texting me saying, oh, he wants to know if I need help moving. No, I hired this group called College Hunks, which are a legit moving national company. And if you need to move, they charge me about half of what some others were. So College Hunks, they're college kids that are big dudes. Man, this dude came in the door, was like almost hit the top of the door. I thought, good, you can carry a lot of heavy stuff. I can't do it anymore. Sheldon reads the grades. Thanks. You're often more forgiving than I am. Well, maybe. I don't know. Usually, you grade. I round down in losses, and I round up in wins. Can't always be. If you just write Fs all the time, it's not a real grade. I've done grades since I was at the Washington Times in 1995, so I think I have a feel for it. Daniel asked, "Do I have Facebook?" Yeah, but only for my family, really, because my kids asked me to keep it personal because of the pictures of the grandkids. So I don't do it for anybody else. I don't have a public one like that. Patrick said, "Moving is literally the worst thing to ever happen." Okay, thanks for that. That'd be okay. Let's see. I'm moving to a big home, a nice land. I have no complaints. But if you like to buy a house in Waldorf, I'm putting mine on sale soon. What's the latest on Chase? Asked Carnus Helton. I think I can read that right. Chase will come off of the IR expected on Wednesday. They have 3 weeks to activate him. And then if they don't, then he's gone for the year. If they do, I don't think they'll activate him right away for Indianapolis, but they probably will. I think the next week against Minnesota is my guess. We'll see how he holds up, on the field. And like Ron always says, and like all coaches say, it's not the first day you go out to practice. It's the next morning. See how you feel. Did anything swell and that kind of stuff. Yeah, Bob, I got your text. Thanks. I'll get back to you on that. Whatever happened to Larry Michael? Was he in on the sexual harassment scandal? Well, there was allegations to that, Tim, and he retired. And I saw him at Sam Huff's funeral, and he's doing some consulting work here and there. I don't see Larry otherwise. Daniel used to go to school in Rockville on Aspen Hill Road. What was the name of it? Might be a rich person's school. You don't want to say it. What's my favorite ice cream? Outlaw King said. Free ice cream, but soft ice cream. I don't like the hard kind. I like chocolate vanilla squirrel. So squirrel, a swirl. Oh, there. Let's see. Tim says, "Can't blame you for getting out of Waldorf." It's Charles. Calvert's safer. Yeah, not as many people there. But I'm going to be down at Charlotte Hall, which is around the border with St. Mary's. The Frost School. Okay. Yeah, those guys are cool, huh? No, I don't know the Frost School. Tim, let's see. And David's here. Do you think we'll trade William Jackson III before the deadline? I think they'd like to. I don't think but if they do, I think teams are going to say, all right, but you pick up X amount of the salary. And I don't think they'll do that. So I don't think it'll happen. And teams won't offer much, figuring that he's going to come loose in the offseason cut anyway. Or you get new guys. He hadn't played so well that you got to have him. So if they get anything for him, it's going to be like a 6th or 7th. Ooh, somebody said you like butter pecan. Where's that? It's okay. Not my favorite. I don't know. There's not an ice cream I probably don't like, but I don't get to eat as much of it anymore. Are there plans to honor the Super Bowl team since the 50th anniversary is coming up? Really? Let's see. Bison for Life says that. Let's see. Okay. You're talking 72, 73? So, yeah, I mean, they lost. So, I don't know if you honor them if they lost. But I watched that. That was when I was a teen and, greatly enjoyed watching this team. So, getting to know those kind of players from that team, it's really one of the great perks of the job I've had. I got to know Sonny and Billy and Pat Fisher and all these guys. I mean, they were great guys, great guys. Some of Brig Owens, people like that, great guys. I liked them all. I can't say Hamburger is a little tough to talk to. Hamburger still wants to think about putting you into the wall, but he's a tough guy. Big Money loves the soft one. Ice cream, yep. Coffee ice cream, no. Never had Cherry Garcia. That's rich people stuff. I can't afford that. Lactose. Ugh. Do you beat Indianapolis? Asked DC Dave. I say yes. I think they're going to beat Indianapolis. I think they're going to beat them big. Maybe like 28-13. I think this is a week that things go real well. And, Irsay has to eat it. I knew Irsay's father, covered him some, and the son. I'm not impressed. I surprised Indy benched Matt Ryan. Yeah, David. But he had 20 turnovers overall. I think 9 interceptions, 11 fumbles. Dude, in 7 games? Yeah, you kind of got to do something there. And Daniel said, I remind him of a neighbor who lived across the street. Really good looking guy, huh? Was he a model or, something like that? Must have been. Or maybe he was really smart. One or the other. Or both. Well, there. Let's see. Oh, we go climbing up the count. Ryan had 11 fumbles, Patrick. Yeah, I saw that stat today. I was like, ooh. I was wondering too. I thought it was going okay there, but I don't really pay much attention to the Colts. Not since they left in the middle of the night, here in Baltimore. I used to work in Baltimore right when that happened. That broke everybody's hearts for a long time. Now is it a bigger football town than baseball? Probably. Baseball team finally had a decent year, so maybe they'll be better at that. Let's see. Daniel says, yeah, the guy was a real straightforward guy, down to earth. There you go. That's me. So we were talking beer today. I was in the Smithsonian and we were doing a beer collection, looking at it. And I told the guys that, why are they got all these fancy beers anymore with, strawberry seltzer beer? Oh, your guys, just drink a Budweiser already. IPAs, you're paying extra money for nothing. Rolling Rock was okay. We used to drink Rolling Rocks when the team trained in Frostburg and everybody had to go to Latrobe where they make it. And so for when they practice the Steelers, so we'd always get a bunch of that. McBruno asked, "Is Dan Daly still writing?" No, he's retired. Kind of working on a book. He does a lot of research, and you can follow him on Twitter. So, um, on Dan Daly, and he writes a lot of great historical stuff and all that. Yeah, Dan was the columnist at the Times. We worked together for about 20 years on there. We lost a guy from the Times, Jerry Sieper, the other day. He was one of the best reporters I ever knew. Covered the White House, and he was an interesting dude. He was also a Vietnam vet, LA cop, and a border patrol agent before he became a journalist in his life. So let's just say nobody screwed with him. So we're all going to miss Jerry. That was a sad one. Also lost Dave Loeb recently from the Times. Died too young. Had Loeb's Deli in D.C. for those of you who know that. All right. David said, sometimes this team doesn't fare well against rookie quarterbacks. Yeah, remember that? How many times has that happened? Let's just hope new coaches know better. Will seats from RFK be sold to the general public before it's torn down? Asked Bison for Life. The plan was yes, and then they stopped it over, talk about asbestos and stuff, and they stopped it. And they said no seats were sold. Well, I've seen pictures of fans who bought some last spring, so yes, they were. So, sorry there. All right. Let's see. If the coach was still in Baltimore and had Peyton Manning, that would have been fun. Yeah, I wish the Washington played the Ravens more. I wish they were in the same division. And who knows, if they do 4 new teams in London, there's going to be some moving around on both conferences to make that happen. You just can't make 4 new teams in one division. You got to spread things out, which means people are going to have to move. Perry High School. Okay, I've heard of that, McBruno. Daniel's got a real name, so he has nothing to hide. There you go. Well, I have a real name on Facebook too, but like I said, it's just for family. I don't, we share photos. My daughters don't want me to make anybody from the outside so that they don't have to worry about their kids' photos. So I respect that. What do you like on your hot dog? Asked Outlaw King. Well, I don't really get to eat it much anymore. I haven't had a hot dog in over a year since I got sick with some things. And just alluding to that, they thought I had a stroke. No, I didn't. In the end, it was my back that made me lay on the ground. But when you're my age and you can't move and you're laying on the ground, you're thinking, this is bad. So you try to eat better, and I've lost a bunch of weight. But that aside, on my hot dog, I would have ketchup and mustard, not relish. Chili is okay, but nah, whatever. Bob's asking, how's Dave Elfin doing? Was my old partner at the Times. He's doing well. He's going to work for a little longer before he retires, too. He's writing about stuff on Capitol Hill, real stories, not crazy stuff I do. Okay, so caught up to you again. All right, so we're 10 minutes or so left. If you can hit the thanks button to appreciate the show, like a lot of people do. So we always appreciate that. Just try and make this worthwhile. How long have I been doing this? Asked Big Money. 44 years. Well, I've been 44 years as a sports writer. As the YouTube channel, almost 2 years. So I think it's 2 years and a couple weeks from now. And I think the second year we were on track for like 7 million people to have viewed videos across social media, not just YouTube, which amazes me. But, I do the 2-minute videos every day on YouTube. Usually they come out around 7 a.m., 7 p.m., more or less, talking about what's happening that day or maybe something different when there's nothing going on. And people really like them because they're short and to the point. So we kind of found a winning rhythm there. But next year, I'm going to start some new longer shows on YouTube, talking about doing a pizza show, and also one called 52 Questions with God, where every week we'll talk to clerics about a question with God, and then if God were to answer us. So I'm going to try and not make it real serious, but then again, I ain't going to be goofing on God. So, but that's a couple ideas. We're going to start mixing around soon. Favorite Washington alum to talk to this past Sunday? Donnie. Donnie was not Donnie Warren. Donnie was in the video guy. I saw him. I didn't get a chance to really talk to the guys much down there 'cause got work to do too. Um, so there's a lot of great guys. Um, you know, it was great to see Art Monk and Gary Clark and Ricky Sanders. I like Ricky a lot. He was a good guy. Um, yeah, and that's what Between the Uprights also says. Yeah, I mean that was a great combination of receivers. Somebody I saw ranked them like the third best ever. I don't know how you do those things, but yeah, favorite Redskins throwback jersey to see at the game. I did see a Monk one. That was cool. Hadn't seen a Monk jersey in a long time. You see a lot of Riggins and Sonny, although they're starting to fade out too. And I think in the next few years, when Commanders fans and more people buy jerseys, we'll see less and less Redskin jerseys out there, which is kind of a shame, but life moves on, and all this. People keep asking, are they going to be able to get new Redskin, bring back the Redskins name? I thought, can you imagine? First off, the NFL would say no. And then you're going to go back to the Redskins who will have another new name change again and then go through all that mess. Oh, man, that gives me a headache even thinking about it. But I would wish they hadn't changed the name. My personal stance is a bunch of outside agitators that we're calling Washingtonians racist, and we aren't. And I think it was changed for the wrong reasons. But that's how that goes. David has to run. Hey, man, appreciate you coming by. And we're going to try and do it. Yeah, I do the radio whenever they ask me to do it. So next Monday, we're not doing a show. For those of you who can't do it, it's Halloween. You need to go trick-or-treating, and I'm moving in the morning. So I'm just going to take one off. But then we'll be back the following Monday in November. So we've got to get one week off on all of this. Michael says Commander's an awful name. Yeah, I don't think anybody's warmed up to it yet at all. It is what it is. But it was better. Some things, I don't know. Hogs might have been okay. I liked Red Wolves in a way, and let everybody howl in the stands. Now they're chanting "Sell the team" in the stands. That happened the other day. The crowd was pretty vocal yesterday on there. Greg Norman is your Uncle Daniel? Yeah, I covered Greg Norman winning a couple of tournaments. Seemed like a nice guy to me. Treated us well. I covered a golf tournament in the 80s where Greg Norman won. There was like 6 reporters there. That's the difference in the media. We all sat in a gazebo and he spoke after the win. Now everything's microphones and TV and all that. Those small days are over. DC Dave said, yeah, thinks it's funny that people think they can go back to the Redskins. Nah, it's gone. It's gone. Willie, okay, as Chase Young updates, yes, Chase will be activated off of IR on Wednesday, expected, and have 3 weeks to show he's worth coming back. I think he doesn't come back the first week, but he comes back maybe against Minnesota is my guess, as long as his health is fine and no setbacks for practicing. Bob, was James Thrash part of the alumni group yesterday? Didn't see him, but that doesn't mean he wasn't there. There was a bunch of guys there. That's for sure. It was a decent sized group. I saw the band has new uniforms now. It looked okay. Look like toy soldiers in a way, but fine. Who am I to criticize fashion on this? I can't even get half my face, lit. This is just a one-time thing here. I'll be back to studio next show. Between the Uprights, this team starts to win, the name will become secondary. Yeah, absolutely. I've said that. Tennessee liked the Titans at first. I don't know if they did or not. Doubt it either. Ooh, John Wigton came in big. There you go. I appreciate the thanks button there. That's big time. Good luck with the move. Yeah, need this money to tip movers so they don't smash my stuff, or smash my wife's stuff. My stuff doesn't break because I don't have much stuff. All right, so McBruno, the defense improved when Chase got hurt. Yeah, but I think it's more about the Jackson move and the guys getting used to each other that made more of a difference there. Let's see. Steve has a Charlie Taylor, Theismann, Riggins, Campbell, Sam Howell jerseys. Ooh, you got a Sam Howell jersey. Do I have any? I was given a jersey for Christmas last year, a Mark Mosley, and that's the first jersey I've ever owned. I'm not big into stuff. But Mosley was my favorite player growing up. It's kind of weird being a kicker, but I like to kick field goals too when I was a kid. So, and I know Mark personally, great guy. So that's the only jersey I have. Let's see. Michael has a bunch of jerseys. I would never ruin them by wearing them to a game. Well, especially the nice old ones, sure. How do I feel about spelling Mark Mosley's name wrong? Asked Marvin. Yeah, this is the kind of thing this team just desperately needs somebody to, you know, be the quality control manager. And no, it's not me. I'm not interested in a job. Occasionally, I talk to people about things there, but um, that's details. Somebody's got to be there for the details, or you look stupid, and you don't need to look stupid over small things that are fixable. And that's very frustrating. I think it's probably young staff. Well, you need to kick young staff in the butt once in a while, like my editors kick me in the butt when I do something wrong, and fix it. So you don't do it anymore. That's the key. Just like coaches, they need somebody there to get on the young staffers or find somebody that can spell. Let's see. DC Dave met Sam Howell at training camp. Yeah, he is a great kid. I like him a lot. I've talked to him a couple times. Doesn't eat red meat, he said, but that's okay. But I like Sam Howell's potential on this. Yeah, wrong years on the Super Bowl things. Yeah, I mean, I said to Jason Wright the first day, you got him wrong. And he says, no, the NFL says to use the year they won the Super Bowl. And I said, well, the NFL is wrong. And you're going to change this because people are going to be mad about it. And yeah, it took them like a day. And they realized I was right about that. So they fixed all that, Michael. Any old coaches invited yesterday, such as Norv? I don't think Norv was, but did not see any old coaches around. No, I didn't see any of them. So I don't know. Let's see. I think it's just all players, Bob. What I got. Well, cheerleaders too. They came back. A lot of the old cheerleaders. I saw them. I think that's about it. No band. So, let's see. Oh, we're gonna wrap up soon. So I got a few minutes left. Always a chance to throw some money on the plate here. Appreciate it. Sort of like giving sermons every Monday. You put in money when they pass the plate. At least I think most of you do. Some of you, it's weird. My church, since the COVID deal, they leave the plate out in the lobby, and everybody puts their money in there instead of passing it through the pews. And what I hear, they actually get more money. It used to be peer pressure, like you were a jerk if you didn't put anything in. So that's how they did it to avoid the COVID stuff. And I think they just decided to keep it that way now. So everybody just throws their envelope there. I don't get to go to church as much in the football season, but when I can, I do. All right, let's see. Wrap it up here. Heineke or Wentz? Asked Guy. Well, at this point, Heineke. I think Wentz had more upside, but if you don't see it, then what's it matter? Didn't see the Grudens, Daniel said. Yeah, no, the Grudens weren't invited. Between the uprights, talking about Jason Wright, seems like he has his face everywhere. Well, he's team president on the business side there. I don't think Jason does the spelling of things. He has people do that kind of stuff. DC Dave's appreciate you coming by. Thanks, DC Dave. I appreciate you coming by. Same with Steve. He's kind of bailing. Everybody's bailing. It's 9:00. Oh, must be something good on TV. Do I think Jamin Davis is trending to be a solid starter? Asked Sean. I think he's gotten better. That's all you can ask. I mean, he didn't ask to be first round pick. They took him, and that's not on him, but he needs to get better, and I think he is doing better. Brendan, I asked predicted score. Okay, so I don't have my bell around thing, but Washington 28, Indianapolis 13. I think the defense is playing well. Double chicken offering like Arsenio Hall. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay. So anyway, there you go. Last chance to say thanks. I appreciate you all doing that. Be back in 2 weeks. I do have the daily videos pretty much will continue. I'll manage to still make those. Can't unpack boxes forever, pack or unpack. Thank God I got big guys carrying stuff for me. Let's see. E says thanks. I thank you, E. I appreciate y'all coming on all this. Yeah, we had a decent turnout tonight. More people watch on replay than watch live. Kind of hard to believe, but like twice as many watch the live chat. And if you're listening, just coming late, it does go to um, the YouTube page. It'll be archived very soon, like minutes after this is over. Did the team make me a misspelled Rick Snider thing? Oh, that's happened more than you would believe. Great Watubi. It's happened many a time on there. So I just laugh it off and let it go. There's not much I can do about it, and not just the football team, but in general. You just, I got lots of things to be upset about. That's not one of them. I don't worry about it. Let's see. Sean says, I remember subscribing to the old newspaper days. Yeah. I've worked for 3 dailies in Washington, among other things. But everybody lays us all off at the end, and nobody hires you when you're old. So that's why I'm doing this. That's one reason why I'm sitting here looking like a whore and saying, please tip me. Oh, Augustine the King is back. Ding. Yeah, Augustine. I packed my bell by accident yesterday. It's in a box somewhere. I got to go find it because I need it back for this week. That was a dumb move. Daniel says, thanks. I appreciate you coming, Daniel. Steve, is Matt predicting a Super Bowl for us on Seasons of Discontent? Probably not. We're a day behind. Matt wasn't feeling well today, so he wanted to wait till tomorrow. But he's a bigger sourpuss than I am on there. So not that I'm predicting a Super Bowl either. Not this year. Maybe one day. I've covered Redskins Super Bowls in the past. It was fun. So, Michael says the Star. Michael, I was a paper boy for the Star. So yes, I did work for the Star, but I didn't write for the Star. That's a little bit before they closed my senior year in college. So what can you do? When I'm in the car doing my videos, I honk the horn. People kind of look around at me at times, but people love the bell. They love these things. I don't know why. They just do. You ever watch former player kids in college or pros and feel old? Asked Sean. Yeah, I didn't know Brad Johnson's sons at LSU. Yeah, I have desperately tried to avoid talking to them for that reason. I knew Stephen Davis's boy was at training camp but didn't make the team, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Oh, actually, it was at rookie day, but he'll be back in the spring. Hey, Bob, thanks for coming by. It's like, oh, Daniel's been in the hospital and all. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But think of a time that you feel better and work your way toward it. You'll be okay. So I'm glad the videos help you some. My favorite TV show of all time is MASH. I just watched the first MASH show ever. Right before I did this, I had a few minutes. I watched it. I taped it. Commandos, Jordan. Yeah, well, it beats the commies. Put it that way. And Michael's bailing too, so I appreciate you saying coming by. Augustine says you can see the Commanders making a trade. I don't think they will. It's not Rivera's style, but we'll see. I doubt it though. Nash should say, Nash, and Sopranos, great one too. It was a good show. I'm not sure what happened in the end on there, and it's sad that they can't. Tony's dead nowadays in real life, James. So we can't make a remake of that one. And I didn't get to see the younger version that they came out with. I heard it stunk, but I didn't get to see it. Is Rivera around after this year? Asked Patrick. I think so. I would be surprised if he's not. 6 weeks ago, the bye weekend, says Spider Monkey. Season could be over at that point. Sure. I mean, it's a late bye. I've never seen a bye in December before. How many of the 6 will they win? It's a little tougher stretch. I'll say 3. Let's go for 3. Any chance Sweat or Payne return? Yeah, absolutely. I think Sweat more likely than Payne on there. Let's see. Colts are 2.5-point favorites now. Is that what it is? I think Washington beats them like a misbehaving toddler in the Safeway checkout line. How about that? It's an old line. It's an old saying. But I think Washington wins and wins big. 4-game win stretch there, Augustine. All right, there you go. Book says -3. Yeah, I mean, 2.5, 3, whatever. But I I think they win outright. But take the points. What the heck? If they're going to give them, take them, and all that. Okay, so we are about done. Oh man, the Patriots are getting beat right now. Ooh. All right, I'll turn on. I hate seeing. I like the Patriots. They were a good team for a lot of years. I mean, the coach wasn't a lot of fun, but are they going to continue to run Robinson a lot? Like, yeah, as long as they can, and if you're not down early so much, I think they will try and play Robinson regularly. Great White 2, 10-0. Wow. Okay. Chicago is -8. Wow. Okay. So Chase Young might be milking it. No, I don't think that. Uh, so Michael says Snider and Irsay go 15 rounds. Not a chance. I don't even see them going one. When do you think Chase Young plays his first game? Jordan says, I'd say Minnesota is the most likely. Oh, somebody's from Raleigh. Okay. James B. Not a Duke guy, are you? I've been to Raleigh many a time. I have family in Carolina, so that's where my dad's family's from. Let's see. Snyder and Irsay fight at halftime. The loser gets Wentz, says Spider Monkey. Oh, aren't you the funny one? George Allen wanted to fight Tom Landry at midfield for a game. Landry would have destroyed him because he was a war vet. What happened with Pettibone? Asked Sean. He retired. Actually, Jack Kent Cook paid him extra money to stay out of the league, and Richie just decided to retire. Saw him a few years ago. Still doing well. Great White Tubby, 10-7 now, huh? Great White Tubby. All right. Why not? I always say you should be optimistic about your team. If you hate in life, what's the point of watching this? So that's what I would do. Oh, Jordan says ding. I think he's telling me to get off the air. Mac Jones ain't coming here either way on that. All right. I'm already 8 minutes over. I got to go pack boxes or something, guys. So thank you all for coming tonight. I appreciate everybody doing this again. It goes by quick on this. Thoughts on Forrest? I love the Dark Force Spider Monkey. Good player. Good player. He's, it's funny how sometimes the guys show up out of nowhere. And I think they had that. All right, Augustine King. I don't have a bell, Augustine. Ding! All right, well, there you go. See you in 2 weeks, everyone. But every day you can see the videos out there. So I appreciate you doing it. Thank you, Patrick, for your note on all of this. I appreciate everybody coming. And, yeah, it's hardly going away. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Anybody wants to carry some heavy boxes, let me know. Good luck on Halloween. Let me know what you got for your candy. I can't eat it anymore. And I guess I'm leaving here, so I don't have to give anybody candy the next morning. Good. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.